Oh my, not me talking about this video. Okay. I was thinking about doing this video for like the longest, but I'm finally making it. So, wait, what is it? Oh, basically, yeah. I lived in a hostel a month before I moved into the apartment that I'm in. And I was actually in the hostel for a little over a month. I think it was a month plus a week. So that's like 40, that's like 5 weeks. Let's just say that 5 weeks or so, 5 to 6 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah. And my experience at the hostel it was actually pretty good because surprisingly, I don't want to say that, it was good. Okay. Let me be organized, maybe I need something to guide me. I'm going to use this as like my talking point, okay? To make it seem like, okay. So, living at the hostel, I'm going to go over the pros so that this video is like more organized. The pros is that, for starters, I was at the hostel with my sister. And before that, we were in an Airbnb. And basically, we needed to save money because we kind of were in that space of, ooh, we did not want to live paycheck to paycheck, but we were in that space or whatever. So we needed to live somewhere where we would save money, but also live in like a safe environment. So yeah, at the hostel, it was safe. And we were definitely saving money. And it was close to where we were working as well, which was another pro. Another pro is that at the hostel so at some hostels it's like you can rent a room and it can be like a bed, but then it's on a bunk bed with other people and you're all in the same room with your own like bunk bed, but you're in the same space and you're like with other strangers. But for us, we had rented our own room, so it was only us in the room and we had our own bunk bed, and that was good. And then the hostel we were in, like, I know it's different for like a lot of places, but anyway, the hostel had like different codes, so we had our own code to our room, which was good for like privacy and safety. And it's like, you don't know the code, you can't get in. And the other rooms had codes as well. Another pro is that the person that was like over the hostel was very like clean and like orderly. And yeah, like the space was like clean, it was like organized, it had like signs of like the rules and stuff like that. It was like how to sign in to how to like make another reservation to stay here longer, or make sure you clean up after yourself, make sure you keep up with your space, blah blah blah, don't use other people's stuff that's not yours, things like that, like don't touch my stuff, but like in a more professional type of way of saying it. Another pro is that I was with my sister and I wasn't by myself, which is good because I feel like experiencing something like that could be kind of like scary. And I guess I'm just being more honest in like what I'm saying, but like I'm so happy I experienced that with someone else, because oh gosh, like even with me going to college, when I did go to college, when I was in college, I was by myself, but like that's kind of different. Like these are like that was like a different age group. This is like at the hostels, like all ages would be there. Of course, it's like 18 plus, but like literally 18 plus, everybody could be there. Like, oh, another thing, it's not necessarily a pro or a con, but there were other people like all ages. Like I saw people that were like my age to like 20 or something, and then I saw like people that were like 40 and looked like 80 years old at the hostel, which is like wow. And then there's people that I didn't think they were even from this country. Like it was like kind of diverse, definitely diverse in age. Not sure exactly in terms of like country, but yeah, like three actually didn't seem like they were native to the US. Anyway, the con of living at the hostel was that one of the things I don't like is when people do like, you know, like drugs and stuff like that. I get the ick so much. And like this person was like doing it right outside our window that we were at, and I had told I had told the person directly, because I'm like the type of person, like if I don't like something and it's like bothering me, I'd rather talk to you directly instead of like talking to the person behind their back about it. So I told the person directly, and then the person would be like, oh, this light-skinned little girl over here talking about me smoking is bothering them, blah blah blah. And then the person that's over the thing was like, okay, I got you, I listen, I heard what you said. Yeah, I'll handle it. And I'm like, I can literally hear you. Well, my sister had told me what the person, wait, my sister? My sister had told me what had happened and stuff like that. Like the interaction of the person over it and the person I had complained to that was doing it. And I was like, why are you gonna call me a little? It's so annoying when people try to dismiss me or try to dismiss someone just because they're younger. Like, are you intimidated or what? Like, you really didn't try to hide it. Because to me, they try to insult you in whatever way they can, but you're really making yourself look bad by, that's the only insult, that's the only thing you can say about me, is like trying to diminish me by saying, oh, I'm a little girl. I'm not, but that's really, I got the ick. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that was something, a con. Another con is that the person over it kind of was giving me, was it PTSD? It wasn't really PTSD, but I definitely felt some type of way because the person over was, let's say they had like anger issues, didn't know how to handle their emotions, and would take their anxiety and negativity and like complaints and like, I do everything all the time, no one appreciates what I do, y'all are ungrateful type stuff. And it was kind of like that type of tone. Those words were like, let's just say it was kind of familiar to, yeah, let's just say it was kind of familiar. And hearing that in a place, it was like, okay, I'm glad the doors are locked. Let's say that. And that's why I was like, when I was like, the place was kind of safe. Let's just say I'm happy that I moved on. And this is the thing, this is a hostel in the US. I'm not sure how hostels are in other countries, because countries and cultures and also such matters. But yeah, that was definitely a con. And I know that this is because when it was happening, I was like, yeah, it woke me up, but it's not like my heart is like, I need to, like, it wasn't like that. But since I'm like conscious of like my sister, and I was like thinking about how she may be reacting and like stuff, it's like, oh man, dang, I need to do better, like for the both of us. And I know there's like a lot of pressure for me just because I'm like the older sister, and it's like, ugh, like wow. But I will say that I am happy that I'm past that phase, because that was definitely phase one of when I moved out. And yeah, I'm in phase two now, and I'm almost in phase three because it's only up from here. Blah, blah, blah. But what else could I say about like living in the hostel? I saved money, was close to where we were working. And the thing is that the hostel was in like a quiet neighborhood, like quiet, peaceful-ish neighborhood and stuff like that. And another pro that I would say is that when we did have our food in the hostel, that it was always there. Like our food was there, like it was there, and yeah, like I had found the hostel on booking.com because I had looked at the zip code because I wanted to make sure the zip code was close to the job that we were at, and that worked because it was only like 20 minutes from the job. I had to use a bus, but by using the bus, it still was only like 20 minutes, which is great. And yeah, I'm happy that that phase is over because it just proves that we're moving forward and got this. Is there anything else I would like to say before I end this video? I don't know. What I will say is that if you're thinking about living in a hostel, yes, you're gonna save money. Yes, you may be getting like flashbacks from past experiences. But it is temporary. Think of it as temporary. And I would say that if you are trying to like move out and you're like, I need to move out now, I don't necessarily have enough money, but maybe I can just stay at a, but yes, I'm saying this, like you could stay at like a hostel to save money while you're working, because the hostel, you'll be paying that for as many, you can pay as many, like it's smart to, because we were paying like every week, like we would reserve it every week. It was, yeah, as we needed it. We didn't do it like 2 weeks at a time. It was just every week because we were hoping that by the end of each week we would have been gone. But of course, we had to stay an additional week and then an additional week and an additional week. But you actually save money when you do it in bulk, like bi-weekly, or I guess maybe if you did it by 2 weeks or more longer. But we did try to do it by a whole month, but then it was like, we can't allow you to do it by a whole month. So I guess we just decided to do it by week. But anyway, doing the reservations and all that stuff was a simple, easy process. And like I was just saying, like living in a hostel, I do recommend it. But overall, I would rate it a 4.5 out of 5 based on the experience, the safety, and whatnot, because the person over it was actually still like kind and professional for the most part, other than when that person would have like those, I do everything around here type of blah, blah, blah. Even the other people who were living there at the hostel were chill. Like everybody was pretty chill for the most part. Like, yeah, everyone's chill. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5. And that is it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm definitely gonna make more videos about this. Well, maybe a few or one more, or I don't know. But yeah, comment below if you've experienced something like this before and your thoughts or whatever you want to comment. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Lighting this background is such a vibe. Like, can y'all see that? Like,